ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ESL studios in Cologne, Germany. I have some good news, and I have some bad news. The bad news first, boys. Yeah. The bad news is that we have rescheduled some matches. There has been a provider issue, an ISP issue with the ESEA servers. Therefore, all the league matches in both Europe and North America for the ESL Pro League have been rescheduled and pushed back, canceled for tonight, so we will not be showing those. The good news is that I'm here with Chad Sponge Birchill and Henry Greer, Henry G.
Henry G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry the G. Greer.
A little bit disappointing, isn't it? We wanted to have some good games tonight. We had a good one lined up as well, VP and NIP. That would have been fun to watch.
It would have been nice to see your heart break a little bit.
Even further.
Yeah.
If that
He
was
wore
possible.
his NIP shirt today as well.
I did.
He did wear his NIP shirt today. It was incredible. Speaking of NIP, though, nice transition, Henry. They did make a roster change. They did actually switch a player, as we've seen them do from time to time. This time, it's removing that newest player who came in, he's been in the team for over a year. Pith has been removed from the roster, or at least benched for the time being. He'll see what the future holds. Good luck to the team. They've brought in Draken.
Yeah, benched is a weird term these days, isn't it? The fact that I think it does mean you're kicked. It just means you're not going to be released from your contract, right?
FaZe made it work.
They're trying to sell him.
That's the idea. They're basically saying, we'll keep paying you, but you're still part of the NIP lineup. You can't go anywhere, right? Yeah.
And there it is, the official welcome from none other than Heaton. Welcome to the family, Draken CSGO. So, I mean, I haven't been able to see a whole lot of Draken. How do you guys feel as a player this guy is?
I was watching some of his highlights and stuff. There was some clips tweeted out, and he's a pretty good AWPer, but he hasn't played a lot against tier 1 opponents, which is where he's going to have to dive straight into. And if he can, perform half as well as he did in those clips versus lower tier teams, then he's going to be off to a good start. It's just the dynamic of this, Jason. I have 3 possible NIP scenarios for you right now.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
People are really on this NIP thing. They keep recycling just the 5th player. We've had Alu, Pitt, obviously Fifi was there in the beginning, Makalele, and now we have Draken. Now, for me, the team was the most exciting when they had Makalele in as a sub. The 4 other members had structure, and Makalele could do whatever he wanted, basically, and he'd be very explosive, and they had some good results, and I was excited about the team at that point in time. So if they go with that model again, go, hey, Drake, do whatever you want, dude. We're going to stay as 4 and 6 together. That excites me. If they do the old thing of pushing him around and trying to make him a role player when he needs to be the star AWPer, that's going to be very disappointing to me. The other option could have been, they could have just kept Get and Forest, the 2 old dogs, and make them no longer the stars, make them the role players in the team, gotten in 3 fresh talents, and built a really good team.
That's the main problem, though, isn't it? They've always missed the boat when the talent's available. When the big roster changes happen in Sweden, they're never the part of it. And now they're getting it's not the best of a bad bunch. It's pretty much the only option really they have is Epsilon. That's the farming team for Sweden right now, right? Like, where else do you go with this?
I guess you could go to Godsent, but Twist has said in the past that he wants to play, with people he likes, which obviously isn't people from NIP apparently.
Yeah, and at this point, why would you want to be the 5th player in NIP? The last question I want to ask you guys about this change is, how would you describe this? Because it's hard to say this is a good change, because with bringing only 1 player in, we've seen this before, the story's been told, you can't really call this as good, because the core of this team is still there. And the issue doesn't seem to be with the 5th player, because no matter who it is, they have a couple good results, but they're not getting back up to that championship status.
They always bring in this new player, and then they go to an event, and they do really well. Like, if you think about the Star Ladder, that was the first event Michael Eddy played for. He's come back for them, right? And they come back and win it. When Pitt returned from his injury, they came back and won it. So it normally revitalizes them, but there's no long-term plan there. That's where they seem to fall apart a little bit. They come back with fresh ideas, and they kind of put some new ideas together, like we said, like the AWP being a little bit more dynamic. And it's just when people start working out how to beat them again, that's when they drop off once more.
It's what do you want from this team? Are you happy to be a top 10 team and that's it, and never go for that title ever again? If you want to be, 1, 2, 3 in the world, I think they have to rebuild. If they're happy to be a top 10 team in the world and continue at this level, which I think, considering how competitive Counter-Strike is at the moment, there's no problem just wanting to be a top 10 team in my mind. It's just what the goals of the team and the organization as a whole are.
Now,
Yeah.
will this improve NIP? That's what I want to know. Do you guys think this is actually going to improve this squad?
Let's talk about the problems that we had before this change was made. We had Pitt coming in. He was like almost a secondary AWPer, right? Like he was on the CT side, he was main AWPing, and then it was normally Forrest on the T side. It was okay. Forrest can hold his own with the AWP, but he's by no means a superstar. He's okay with it. He can do a decent job. But you go into the CT side where Pitt's going to be, I would say he was lackluster at best with the AWP. Like he had some good games with it, but overall quite underwhelming. He seemed to make some bad decisions, couldn't really handle some of the aggression he was presenting at the start of the rounds, and he seemed to miss quite a lot of the most basic fundamentals of an AWPer. So moving forward, yes, is a good move, I think, overall. Like it's better, but I don't really think it fixes the team necessarily. I'm not sure Draken has the experience or kind of the superstar level. Like he's not like an amazing talent. He's not like a Nico appearing out of nowhere, right? He's been around for a while, been playing in Epsilon, and he's good. He's a decent player, but is he enough to actually kind of rebuild his NIP lineup and get them out of this disarray they're in right now? I'm not so sure.
We saw a better performance from Exist in Poland. That's a positive. If he can continue that and Draken can fit into the team and potentially do what I think Makaleli did for Freiburg, which was somehow lift his game, then in the short term, probably yes. In the long term, I think the same issues are just going to keep cropping up, right? Because it doesn't look like they have the same level of firepower as the other teams, and that's a big issue.
Well, with that, we can look over at the standings because if there's any time to make a roster change, this might be it for NIP. They're sitting way, way down at the bottom in 14th place, 0-6, winless on the season. We're in a situation where G2 and NIP, one win between them, that French super team that was built. The conversation on those two guys this season might not be whether they can recover and make the playoffs. It might be who's going to get automatically relegated. That's what they're fighting for in that 14th spot. What's a bigger surprise? NIP in 14th or Mouse Sports in #1? Because this is no longer just a hot start.
Yeah.
This is no longer just a hot start with Nico in the roster.
Fair enough, yeah. That was the main point there. Nico's still playing, he's lights out right now, but they're actually looking much better since he's left. Like, I feel like they actually got a little bit more confidence, you know. The fact that they actually can now be a 5-man team, being the operative word there. They're not just like relying on one guy who's going to be like really angry at them and like they'll feel scared of like, it's like that thing, right? If you're playing like you're having a rough time, like in terms of your individual performances recently, and you feel like you can't take risks, right? Especially got like a character like Nico within the lineup. If you push, try and make a frag or get something happen and you die, you get someone shouting you straight away, that just smashes your confidence to oblivion, right? The fact you think like, if I die straight away, he's going to shout at me. But Dennis right now, he's looking like he's playing the best CS of his career because he's actually taking some aggressive peaks, he's actually challenging and taking duels instead of being really kind of hidden away on the map, which is much better to see from him. And I think they will do better as a team now. They're actually getting some really decent results. I think they beat North last week 2-0, right? That's a huge scalp for them to take. That's
quite
amazing.
Convincingly as well.
Yeah. So that's really cool.
And the run for them for the rest of the season isn't that bad. They have, you know, the likes of LDLC, which you'd think they'd get the 2-0 there. Hellraisers, which is a game they probably should win as well. Envious, which is like on the fence. And then, you know, they've already taken some big scalps, so there's no reason they can't do it again. And I agree, you know, it seems like some of the other players have been unlocked now that Nico's no longer in the squad.
Sure.
When Lau first joined, he was an exciting prospect, so if he can get back to that level, we know what Chris J can do with the rifle and the AWP. Oscar's the same boat.
Oscar's great.
They kind of remind me a little bit of like... when we saw Optic on fire, had so many members who can rifle and pick up the AWP, you know? Yeah. That's kind of the Mouse Sports vibe I have at the moment.
Yeah, I'm really happy with them. I think they're going to actually... I don't think they'll win the Pro League eventually. Obviously, we're not even...
Getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, like, we're not even... I think that this is like just before the halfway point, right? Yeah. We have 6 weeks left, including this one, if it was going to be played.
Yep.
So like, we're not even in the halfway point as of yet. So that's not too crazy. They're not going to get relegated, at least. If they can make top 6, though, and get to the LAN finals, that'd be an amazing bonus for them going forward.
A lot of ties in the middle portion of those standings as well. And what they're all playing for is the Pro League finals. That's going to be in Dallas, Texas. That is coming up. Let me see my notes. May 30th to June 4th is when that's going to be taking place. Top 6 will go on to there. Top 6 from North America will head there as well. Last season was in Brazil, was won by Cloud9. This season, returning to a historic landscape of Dallas, Texas, where Counter-Strike in North America especially was born. Following that up as well, we also have DreamHack Austin, which is coming up April 28th to 30th. The invited teams for that are Cloud9 and G2 to start with. That'll be a cool event. Was there last year. There's a massive BYOC to have a lot of fun. And then even after that, right after that, in fact, is IEM Sydney. We're going to head over to Chad's backyard. That's going to be May 3rd through the 7th, and that's going to have SK, Renegades, Astralis, Optic are already invited. There's 2 more to be invited, and there's even a Chinese qualifier and an Oceanic qualifier for that.
Wow.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go.
All the knowledge.
Yeah.
You got it right.
It's in lovely Sydney as well. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
There's a bridge. We got a bridge.
There's
And
a bridge.
Lots of coastline.
Beaches.
Sharks.
I want to see some sharks, actually.
Great
You
whites.
want to go cage diving, Henry?
Not if I saw that video where the shark got in the cage, and he's seen that before.
Freak
Like,
out a little bit, yeah,
I
it's
was
a
like,
little
nah,
weird.
it's not for me.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we can convince him. Maybe put a fantasy bet on that.
It's the second fastest selling event, the IM event, other than Katowice.
Really?
Apparently, Carmack tweeted that today.
Nice.
Get your tickets.
Australians are hyped up. Yeah, they are on sale, so check those out online. We'll bring up tomorrow's schedule as well. This is what you have to look forward to, even though tonight was canceled. Tomorrow's match is still on for the moment. Fnatic versus Virtus Pro, North versus Astralis, Heroic versus Hellraisers, and NIP versus Kingwin. We'll finally get to see the new player in action. We wanted to see him tonight. It's not going to happen. That's going to be tomorrow night. But a lot of good matches, and a lot of those are the teams that are tied up in the middle of those standings. So with that being said, sorry about the inconvenience tonight. I know you guys tuned in to see some good Counter-Strike, but we'll hopefully have some back for you tomorrow. Other than that, we're going to leave you with the top 5 plays from IEM Katowice.
They would run into him, but it's not working out. Okay, FNX.
And the damage, and Lucas is able to pick it up before they can respond. Lucas gets the ball! One way to do it. Oh, that's why. That'll work. And the auto sniper at that wall. Kerrigan has mentioned that. What a shot, Alu.
Smoke will be deployed as well. That's going to be a thorn in their side. And another great shot from Alu. Hits the 4th as well. Looking for the ace. Alu!
Simple's here as well. Guardian rotating over to find one. But there goes Simple, and Guardian's got to come up huge here, and he's a man who can do it a second kill. Can he do more? Behind the flames at the moment. There's the peek, and he recovers. This is massive.
And Guardian finds one. He looks for
Guardian.
Chuck it on the bomb for the post-bomb situation. We'll see what he decides to do. What a shot that is.
That is so amazing, Dupree. He sells, but he's going to decon, goes back in. He's got 2, and he knows exactly where Nico is, and he nails it. He's also flashed off Eagle. Works, though. Limited vision, limited weapons. Doesn't even matter. Dupree! Oh, the 4th as well. How sick is this round for him? And he's looking for the ace. The first ace from anyone on Astralis in this tournament, and now they're getting pumped.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ESL One Cologne! Two big shots in a row. FNX about to bring it back now. All on Nico. Trying to see if they can get the defuse and Nico. Oh no! FNX!
Has to keep Virtus Pro alive. Taco once closer. AW.
He's looking for a look. He's gonna get it. That headshot again. Oh my god!
It's important to be part of the Pro League because it's sort of the premier league for all the North American pro teams, and Also, it gives you the opportunity to make the LAN finals and play against some of EU's best as well.
You know, with the sponsor Mountain Dew, can be really good for up-and-coming players. It feels amazing to have this opportunity, and I never take it for granted, that's for sure.
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
Counter-Strike is sharing incredible moments with us and will return to a memorable place. Get your tickets now at proleague.com/Dallas.